right. Hello, everyone. It has been a little bit since I posted a video. So I got a deck of cards in the mail to do a review. So I thought, hey, why not just do a, let me look at my camera. My head's cut off a little bit. Let's pull this up. I hate editing, by the way. So I don't edit videos. I kind of feel like you get what you get, right? All right, so I got this deck of cards in. They're called Joy cards, right? So they're by Michelle Burke and Leomani de Silva. And I wanted to do a quick review of them. So it's not your typical oracle deck. So this deck is really different. I think I want to break this up into pieces, right? So the way this deck of cards works is, let me pull this over. So I'm going to just empty them out here. First of all, they have these fabulous designs on the back, right? There are like 48 cards. So let me just spread them out. They're all different types. So I'm going to just hold up a couple for you really quick. The art is very interesting. So here's one. So the art's on one side, and then on the other side, you have words. This one is be grateful, adopt an attitude of gratitude. And I really thought these were great for that. So here's another one. This one's celebrate your mistakes. And each one is different. So it's not your typical oracle deck. It's more of like a daily affirmation deck, right? This one's commune with nature, the power to heal. How fabulous is that? So each one of these have these different images, and I want to hop over to the book really quick because this is what struck me as a little different, right? So the book is colorful, but the inside of the book is not, which I found a little off-putting, right? So like this one, it's just sort of gray, and that's everything inside the book is very monotone, right? Very black and white. The outside is beautiful. The cards are beautiful. So I found that a little bit of a challenge for me. One thing that I did really love about this deck is the notes section. So here towards the back of the book is a note section. And what this does, as I was starting to tell you earlier, each one of the cards, if you notice, there's different colors. So you can see them on the side, red, orange, green, and blue. And each one of them have different areas they represent, like the mind, the heart, the body, the soul, which is great, right? I love that. As I was pulling through the cards, I found 4 that I really liked. So I'm going to talk about these 4 specifically. So the first one is this back card. I thought this is very appropriate for our current political climate. And this one is called Redesign Your Space. Interesting. Redesign your space. And it talks about creating a cozy corner. So if we look in the back of the book, each card has a section. So I'm just going to look at this is card 7. So I'm just going to point this out here at the top, card 7. And this one says, create a sacred space in your home. It's from Simple Minded Blog, November 27th, 2019, and it has a URL to the blog that talks about this particular idea, which I thought was fabulous. So really, the entire deck is based on or has information pulled from other websites. So again, this is this card. I thought it was really pretty. It says, create a cozy corner or sacred space in your home. This is where you can relax, unwind. Where will your nook be, right? So that's fabulous. The next one is this beautiful card here. It sort of reminds me of, I can't remember the name of the flower, but it reminds me of a flower, almost like a peony, but not with the ridges. So this one says, let's turn this one around. Hold that for a minute. This one says, celebrate you, and it's card 16. So let's find card 16. All right, so here's card 16. and I'll just show you here. As you can see, some of them are very lengthy. The references are very lengthy. This particular one is A Path to Unconditional Self-Acceptance from Psychology Today. The article is in 2008. There's another reference to Greater Self-Acceptance Improves Emotional Well-Being from Harvard Health. There's the next reference is Stress Signaling, a Pathway to Impair Prefrontal Cortex and Structure and Function. That's from National Review. And then the last one is What is Self-Acceptance? 25 Exercises and Definitions and Quotes. That's from PositivePsychology.com. So each one of these, you could really say, these are fact-based cards, right? It's all developed as to some sort of direct quote, lineage, research, what have you. So I'm going to hold this one up again. I really think we don't do enough of this, right? Celebrate you. Appreciate who you see in the mirror. Anyone who knows me knows that I have been on some sort of diet or some sort of improvement probably since I could breathe. But specifically for the last probably 12 to 14 years, I've been working very hard on who I am and how I am seen, not only by the world, but by myself. I was 400 and some pounds. Now I'm around 150, 152. I am, going to the gym. I'm trying to eat better. I'm trying to focus away from that number on the scale and more on what my body is actually doing. So sometimes I forget, right? I forget to acknowledge where I've come from. So this is a card for that. Celebrate you. Celebrate where you are, where you've come from, and where you're going. I really love this card. The next card I have is this one, right? Be a kid again, right? When I was writing the blog portion of this, so there's also a written blog that goes along with this video. When I was writing this, be a kid again, my fingers automatically wrote be kind again. And I thought, that's where it's at really. Because back when we were kids, things were different, right? We looked at things differently. I mean, I didn't have the greatest childhood. We were hungry a lot of times. My stepfather was physically, emotionally, sexually abusive. So it wasn't a happy time. But what this is focusing on, right? It's focusing on things that bring you joy. What brings you joy? What makes you happy? So not necessarily being a kid as in being 8, but maybe thinking of the things like, put your tree up if you want. You can put your tree up. You like how it looks, put it up. And who cares if it's November 1st, right? Who cares? Does it make you happy? Does it bring you joy? So this is the back of this card, which I think is very, it could be a woodpecker. It could be a lady walking in the woods. It kind of reminds me of like a Monet kind of style. Here's this card. Now this one, in the back of the book in the notes section, it talks about the references for this card are physical activity guidelines for Americans. Is this the right one? Yes. And it's talking about getting out, getting moving, make yourself feel good. I really, really enjoy HIIT, high intensity workouts. I enjoy an elliptical. It makes my brain light up. So do those things that make your brain light up. The other reference for this one is the benefits of physical activity. So again, when this card is talking about be a kid again, it's really talking about doing things that move your body. So we're not talking about sitting in front of the ice cream shop and trying to get an ice cream. We're talking about playing tag. We're talking about going for a run, going for a walk, getting outside and getting active. Again, great card. The last one I wanted to call reference to, and I'm just going to go ahead and flip to this section of the book. It is card 48. Now, many of you know that I spend a lot of my time doing for the Blessing Box of Goldsboro as part of my Sanctuary of Hecate Brimo, part of my community commitment. And this card plays right into that. So first, the butterflies on the back, love, okay? I love butterflies. And the front of this card says, pay it forward, right? So it's the science of giving, right? Pay it forward. Giving is receiving. Joy is found in giving. Doing good things makes you feel good. How will you give back, right? I post that every time I go out to do my donations and fill up the blessing boxes. It makes me feel good. When I can find something that I can give to someone and it makes their face light up and it makes them happy, it really, really feeds a part of my soul that doesn't get fed any other way. And in this case, I'm literally talking about feeding people with the blessing box. So this particular card has 3 references to it. It has the science behind giving, that's from Expert Voices in Life Science Magazine. There's the science of good deeds from WebMD, and then the what we give is what we get is what we give, and that's from the Greater Good magazine from 2010. So I'm going to show you this card one more time, and then the back side. So, in all fairness, this deck was sent to me as a review. So the publisher sent it out. I didn't buy it. It's not a sponsored video, but I do want to make it clear I did not pay for this deck of cards. I do think that it is great to have around. I could see myself, sitting down, having this at my bedside table, and before I get up in the morning, appreciate beauty, right? And then just going through the whole deck as a way to help myself kind of feel a little bit better. Right now, things are not that great in the world. It feels a little chaotic. Things can be, feeling a little distracted. And I think that as human beings, we want to find the good in things. And I think that this deck is a great way to do that. So if you're looking for something as a gift, the holidays are coming. Of course, I want you to get something from my website instead. I don't have this up for sale, but if you are looking for something that's a little positive energy in a card format, you could certainly go this route. So you don't need to have, incense and oracles and setting up all the things in order to give yourself a better day. You can simply grab one of these cards and focus on making yourself feel more positive. So that's what I have for you today. Remember that all of my proceeds from my website go to support the Blessing Box of Goldsboro. That is a box that's set up. There are several boxes set up around the county that have non-perishable food, fruits and vegetables. We create, in the winter, we create winter bags, which includes hats and gloves and scarves. Sometimes we put hand warmers in, and we try to give back as much as we can. So everything you buy on my website goes to support that cause. Anything that you're looking at donating, I take straight monetary donations. I've got items for sale on eBay. And of course, we do have an Amazon wish list. I know many of you are boycotting Amazon. I appreciate that. I understand that. But if you do have, extra and you'd like to donate, we would certainly appreciate it. So I hope you've enjoyed this little review. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to celebrate yourself today. Have a glorious day, and I'll talk to you soon.